For day 22 of POLITIMAS, I am going to be showing you some political movies that I recommend you watch right now. Number 10, The Distinguished Gentleman. This is by far one of my favorite Eddie Murphy films, by the way. The basic plot is that his character, named Thomas Jefferson Johnson, is a con man in Florida. So he decides that he is going to be the biggest con that there is to possibly be, and that is a politician. He wins a seat in Congress because of his family ties, and a lot of things happen, but I'm not going to spoil the movie for you because you should watch it. It's really, really funny. Like, the Rotten Tomatoes rating of 13% does not matter because it's definitely worth more than that, in my personal opinion. It's not on any streaming services, but you can rent it for like $3 on Amazon Prime. It's very much worth that money, in my opinion. Number 9, LBJ. This is a movie that barely anyone knows about, but I think you should watch it. It is a movie that shows the story behind Lyndon B. Johnson, played by Woody Harrelson, who, by the way, does a great job in this role. It shows the assassination of John F. Kennedy from the perspective of LBJ, and then it shows how he became the president of the United States. And it is an amazing movie, and it definitely deserves your attention to watch it. It used to be on Amazon Prime, but now it's not, so you can just rent it for like $3. Number 8, The Campaign. This is such a funny and amazing movie, and I was recommended to watch this from Vaughn, who is at Empire Moderate on TikTok, so shout out to him for that. It tells the story about Congressman Cam Brady, who is played by Will Ferrell, going head-to-head in an election against a tourism director named Marty Huggins, and he is played by Zach Galifianakis. The two candidates are very tight when it comes to election day, and there's no clear winner. And that is where you should watch the film yourself on HBO Max. It's on HBO Max. I definitely recommend you watch it because it is a great movie. Number 7, Chappaquiddick. I like this movie a lot because it shows what Chappaquiddick had on Ted Kennedy, how it affected him mentally, how it affected him politically, and like how it definitely changed presidential history forever. It's a really great film, and it helps you understand Chappaquiddick a little more if you don't know much about it, like I did at the time of watching this film a few years ago. I highly recommend you watch it. It is a great watch. It is available to stream on Hulu. Number 6, The Candidate. This is a great film that takes place in the state of California. In this scenario, a popular Republican senator doesn't have an opponent, so a man named Bill McKay, played by Robert Redford, decides to run, and he runs on a centrist plan that increased his popularity, and in the end, I'm not going to tell you what really happened. I'm not going to spoil it for you. You need to watch it for yourself because it is a great movie. It has humor. It's serious. I mean, it's just a great movie. I recommend you watch it. Number 5, 7 Days in May. This movie was released in 1964, and it is definitely one of my favorites. In this movie, a nuclear arms treaty has been signed, and a guy named General James Scott plans a coup of the office. One of Scott's aides stumbles upon the plan, and then he tries to stop the coup from happening and informs the president. And the movie is very exhilarating. It's definitely worth the watch, especially after what we've seen previously, especially in recent history. But unfortunately, this movie is not on any streaming services, but it is definitely worth you renting it. Number 4, Milk. This movie was a really good one. The basic plot is that Sean Penn's character of Harvey Milk is elected, and his character becomes the first openly gay politician elected into public office. It shows the struggles of being an activist in the late 70s, and the ending is absolutely shocking. I'm not going to spoil it though because you need to watch it for yourself because it is available on Hulu. It's a great watch. I recommend it. Number 3, JFK. This is one of my favorite movies to replay and watch just because of how good it is, even though it's a really long movie. It shows a district attorney in New Orleans named Jim Garrison, who is played by Kevin Costner, leading an investigation into the death of John F. Kennedy. The government didn't like him doing that, so he closed the case, but in this movie, he reopens the case, and it leads to him getting into more conspiracies on the death of JFK, and it is so good. You should watch it. It's available to stream on HBO Max. I love it a lot. Please watch it. Number 2, Vice. Vice is a really good movie, and it tells the story of George W. Bush, but mostly Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney was played by Christian Bale, and George W. Bush was played by Sam Rockwell, which means it has an excellent cast. I mean, those are two great actors already. And it shows how Dick Cheney became the most powerful vice president in American history, and I really recommend you watch this. There's a reason why it won and was nominated for a ton of awards, and you can watch it on Hulu. Number 1, Lincoln. This is by far my favorite political movie, or even movie of all time. I mean, I love this so much. It shows the struggles of Abraham Lincoln, and it shows the politics that occurred during the Civil War. Those are two really cool things. Daniel Day-Lewis does an amazing job as Abraham Lincoln, and the way that Steven Spielberg directed this movie is just amazing. Everything about this is so good. The sets, everything looks like it's straight from the 1860s. I mean, it's just awesome. I recommend you watch it. Even if you aren't even into politics, just watch it because it's a good movie. And it's on HBO Max. Like, seriously, this is the best movie out of any political movie ever. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of POLITIMAS. There are only 3 days left until it is over. And then I'm going to take a long break off of YouTube because this has been a really stressful process. But I've enjoyed it, and I know you guys have enjoyed it. So let me know which political movies you thought I missed out on that I should have included in my top 10. And let me know if you've watched any of these before, because a lot of them you guys probably haven't heard of. But they're really good, and if you haven't seen them, I really recommend you see them. And see you guys tomorrow, because every day throughout the month of December until Christmas, I'll be uploading a new YouTube video. Thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow.